Hello, this is Professor Bake, and welcome to Accounting 600 for summer 2023. In this short introduction video, I'll go over how to take an asynchronous online course and what you'll be responsible for each week during the summer session and also throughout the summer session semester. If you log on to the Canvas website, you can click on Syllabus, and you can either download a copy or just take a look at the syllabus as it appears on your screen. And you can see a couple things here that I'd like to point out. The first thing that I'll show you as I scroll down is that the material that we'll be using for the course includes a textbook, which is Moral Issues in Business, 13th edition. And you can either purchase a hard copy of the book or get an online version of the book. Whatever is your preference is fine with me. In the first week, you don't have to have the textbook. I know that it takes a little bit of time to get the book. So what I did for the first week is I made a lecture video that goes over everything you need to know from the chapters. So either you can buy the book or you can just wait a week to get it. Also, we'll be using 3 Harvard Business School cases, which are mentioned here, and these are going to be available to you free of charge on Canvas. If we scroll up here, you can see that for each week, the week starts on Monday. So July 3rd is a Monday. That's the first day of class. And July 9th is Sunday. So that's week 1. Week 2 starts on Monday, the 10th of July, and ends on Sunday, which is July the 16th. And each week follows that same format. For the first week, for example, these are the concepts that we'll go over. And what you'll be responsible for doing is, if you have the textbook, take a look at chapter 1. If not, it's okay. Also, there's a textbook case, which I posted in Canvas, which I'll show you in just a moment. But if you have the book, you can look at the textbook case here. Also mentioned are the deliverables that are due at the end of each week. So for the first week, you're responsible for 3 things. There's an icebreaker discussion. So this just gives you practice using the discussion board. There's also a week 1 write-up, which you can upload onto Canvas. And I'll discuss how to do that in just a moment. And also, there's a week 1 discussion. So for the discussion, I post a number of questions which you can answer, or you can ask your own questions. You should post 3 or 4 times per week, okay, to make sure you get 100%. When I look at the discussion posts, I will respond to the discussion posts. If there's any errors, I'll correct them. And as long as you contribute to the discussion, read the material, and include informed, good discussion in the discussion area, you can receive 100% for the discussion for each week. If we go here to announcements, I'll post announcements for each week, which I'll also send by email. And here under modules, you can see for the first week, we have a lecture video. So if you click on this, you'll see a lecture video which is on YouTube. And you can also add subtitles if you want to. I also have a lecture outline. This outline is a Word file, and this outline is also used in the lecture video. So going back to modules here, when you watch the lecture video, I actually use a handout, and the handout actually is the lecture outline, which you have here. Now, what you're responsible for the first week are a couple things. One is a weekly write-up. So after you watch the lecture video, then you can take a look at this lecture weekly write-up, which we can download. Okay, so you can see here, this is the prompt. This is due on Sunday, July the 9th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can start the assignment, so you can either type your answer, or better is just to upload a file. Okay, so you have 2 attempts. Sometimes people upload the wrong file, then you can re-upload a file. If you need more than 2 attempts, then just let me know and I can definitely change that for you. Also, there's going to be a weekly discussion. So the discussion are random questions that I have that are from the text material. And also we have a case, which I posted here so you can read the case yourself. If you don't have the book, it's no problem. Okay, so this is the A7D case. So for the A7D case, it deals with a situation that actually happened at a company, BF Goodrich. Okay, so if this doesn't show up, then of course you can just download a copy. So either way, you can access the case from that location there. In addition to the write-up, make sure that you participate in the discussion area. Okay, so you can see here I have some questions you can consider. You can answer 1, 2, or 3 of these questions. You can respond to a classmate. Every post counts as one post. So you want to post 3 or 4 times. 4 times is best. And then you can receive 100% for the week's discussion activity. If you want to ask your own question, that counts as a post also. So it's really not difficult to post 4 times because maybe I'll answer 3 of these questions. That's 3 posts. Then I'll respond to a classmate. That's already 4 posts. Maybe I'll ask another question. That's 5 posts. So minimum is 4 to get 100%. Going back to the modules here, there's also an icebreaker discussion activity. Okay, so tell us about yourself. This is just for fun, and this is free points for you. So this is just so that everybody can kind of get to know each other a little bit instead of just posting and then having no idea who anybody is in the course. Okay, now I'll release each week by week. So in the middle of the first week, I'll release the second week. In the middle of the second week, I'll release the next week, so on and so forth. And you can see that each week follows the same format. There are lecture videos, and I post the outlines for you. Sometimes there's an extra case, which you can see here. And then every week always has a write-up and a discussion. There's also a midterm exam, you can see here. And if we go back, there's also the material for the rest of the semester. Now let's go back to the syllabus. And you can see here that for each week we have, in the first week, for example, a discussion, icebreaker discussion, write-up, and discussion. In the second week, we have a write-up and discussion. So that's the pattern for each week. We also have a midterm exam, which you can see is due on the 23rd of July. We have a code of conduct paper, which is due in the first week of August. And then we have a final exam. The grading for the course will follow this format here. So we have a midterm exam, final exam, so exam 2 is the final exam. We have weekly write-ups, which are worth 20% of your grade. Discussion, that's the weekly discussion activity, and a code of conduct paper. So this is, in a nutshell, how to take the course. Feel free to look at the rest of the syllabus here, which has more details. And you can always feel free to ask me questions if anything is unclear or if you have additional questions. And welcome to the course.